Yeah, so it's I think it's good. Really, really is. Obviously, you've got to deal with that 1% that I talk about that just have to do something for some reason to improve their lives by making your lives worse, because they can't afford to go to a psychiatrist or a counsellor and take out their bad luck on you. But that's always been around the internet, and there's always people out there that troll you and stuff, and it's their only way they get a bit of enjoyment out of life, which is sad, but it's not going to stop. But it's the other 99% that make this such an enjoyable and wonderful experience. Makes it worth putting up with that 1%. Sound like a good guy? Yeah, excellent. It's nice to know that my acting's coming through at an Emmy Award quality, or BAFTA Award quality. Cheers for that, appreciate that. So, not good with compliments, I have to make a joke out of it. So yeah, no, I've like I said, it's just the way it is. It's good actually. A lot of people I met, I actually admin for a YouTuber. I actually built his Discord for him, and one of the admins, and through that experience, I met a lot of really good people on his Discord. A lot of good people. And through other people that had similar interest as well. From all over the world, that's the best thing. For me anyway, is one thing I like about life, or the world, is that how different everyone is, different cultures and all that, and it intrigues me, and I love to get to know and understand and see how the other half sort of live, you know? Well, you'd be one of the only ones everyone sort of don't like, because there's not much to see. I mean, I like playing games in the dark, depending on the game, but yeah, when you're streaming, that's when there's not much to look at. Hence the reason why I've got fatigue off, and generally try and get to sleep around about the 7 o'clock, 8 o'clock mark. So we sort of fall asleep when it's sort of slightly dark and wake up when it's slightly dark, and then most of the day driving in the lights. Yeah, I'm the same with you. I like it, but I think it might be a generational thing, you know, because we're close to the same age.
Get ready to turn right.
Within a few years. So maybe it's that.
Turn right.
We just look at life differently, appreciate different things. But I do like the lighting and stuff and all that kind of stuff. Oh, that one I want to keep a secret. I gave away a little more than I gave away a bit, but saying we're close. I can bypass.
Stay left.
Oh, hang on, is there parking? I'm going to go through here in case there's parking. There's normally parking here.
Never mind. I'll find a new route.
Of course, because I want to get to sleep, there's no parking here, naturally. Oh, I need to find somewhere to park. And since it's close to my normal coffee time, once we get there, I'll go off and make myself a coffee. And while I'm doing that, you can quite welcome to sit there and look at the scenery. Well, a bit of stationary scenery until I get back. I mean, it's totally up to you viewers. You can do whatever you like while I'm at an intermission. You know, on the proviso that I do actually find somewhere to pull over to park for the night. Come on, I got the foot to the floor. Let's get up to 80. How much, I might as well leave this up. How much more time we got? We're 5 hours away. Yeah. I imagine, mate. I've got, my brother's getting married in a couple of weeks, and, unfortunately,
Stay right.
most of his friends and that, because we all grew up in the big city of Auckland, and all of us actually moved out of Auckland, living in different parts of the country. Auckland's on lockdown. The only one left there is my sister,
Left.
and my brother and my sister are very, very close. And the chances of her being able to turn up, and because a lot of his friends are still from there and still live there, won't be able to make it because they're still in lockdown. I might as well get fuel here because I've just noticed that I'm running pretty low on the fuel situation as well. Don't find you. Oh, I'll get in there. It looks rather thin. Might need to shave off a couple of pounds here to get it in. Oh, look, it's Scooby-Doo. Must have been a crime around here somewhere. That button. Yep. No, hang on. I'll press that button. There we go. I'm having button issues today, I think. Or a brain issue. I'll just blame it on the buttons, so it makes me feel better. Alright, turn that off. Pull that up. And I'll go and park. While I do that, I'll get the old intermission screen ready. Yeah, it's a shame about that birthday, buddy.
Turn left.
Right, handbrake on, out of gear. There we go. Turn off the engine. And we shall sleep. And I shall go and make a coffee, and I'll be back soon. So I'll leave you with this lovely scenery of things that are not moving. Enjoy it, and I'll see you in a second. Right. I was back a little early, but I just about to switch it over and I noticed an ad pop up on my phone. So I thought I'd wait for that to finish because you might all be getting an ad at the same time. Right, so another new day. We go into our bumper view to get the roar of the engine coming through. As Tim Toolman Sailor. Leo Sailor would say. No, Tim the Toolman Taylor, isn't it? I would say. Probably better than I do it. Well, not probably about it. Definitely better than I do it. Are you using a steering wheel? Yes. I'm using a G29 with a shifter. Pedals. So, which I got 3 years ago. I played this on keyboard for a long time, and Farming Simulator, which is another game I like. Oh, don't play it as much as I used to, but yeah. And it just totally changes the game, you know. On both of them, I can't imagine playing without them anymore. Playing those games without a steering wheel.
Please make a U-turn when possible.
It makes a huge difference. And even now, the updates about a month ago, maybe, the two games, ATS and ETS, that they've redone the steering physics on the games, and yeah, a lot more fun. Really interesting. So if you're thinking about getting a wheel, yes, do. You can get a shifter and everything with it, especially if you're going to play a lot of these trucking games. Most definitely.
Turn right.
As for a PC, I'm trying to remember the conversion, because we might have enough for a new truck. Obviously I'm on New Zealand dollars, and it used to be, I don't know if it still is,
Right.
I think a pound was about 3 New Zealand dollars. So if you're talking about 1,000, 1,500 pounds, possibly 3,000 to 4.5 grand. Is it a laptop you want to get or an actual PC? Because 3060 GTX is the video card. I mean, the problem is the 3000 series that's out now was a lot cheaper than the older ones, but then the prices went up again. But they're still quite cheap, good value. I've got a 3070 Ti, which I got earlier on this year, and it was a good price, but it came down again and then went back up again, the shortage and everything like that. But yeah, I mean, yes, the 3060 for the games you want to play is probably fine. It's still a really good card because the new cards are really advanced in comparison to what they can do out there. I generally like to have mine built. I don't generally buy a brand type PC. I like to know that well, I generally save up really hard and try and buy the best I can, best named ones, and good CPUs, so it would last me 5 or 6 or 7 years before it starts struggling to run games that are coming out brand new. So that gives me 5 to 6 years to save up for the next PC, or the upgrades or anything else like that. It depends what you can get and how much it is. AMD's pretty good. But the new Intel 12th generation CPUs seem to have a better performance, and you could probably, if the price is right, you could probably get an i5 that'll perform really well, perform a lot better than some of the newer i9s and i7s. I'm talking to like 9th and 10th generation in comparison. I'm a fan of Asus. I've got myself an Asus card, but this time round, if I was you, I would stick away from the TI unless you're getting the 3080 Ti. I originally had a 1070 card, and then I thought I'd go for a TI this time, and unlike the old versions of them with the 10 series, 1000 series and the 2000 series, there was if you got a TI, you were closer to the next one up than you were, but I would have just been better off getting a 3070s flat out. Yes, you can. Yep, you can get them on Amazon.
Stay right.
Oh, we're supposed to be in bumper view for this day. Yeah. I mean, the main thing is, if you get a good CPU and a decent video card for gaming, you're pretty much okay. You might not be able to run it at the high spec. It just depends what screen you want. If you want a 4K or run a 2K or just a full HD screen. Because you can get a monitor with a high refresh rate, like 144 Hertz or something like that. It's also good. But of course, if you go 4K, you're looking at like rather large size monitors and very expensive. 2K is a big drop. So I think that what you want to do is you want to try and get yourself, decide what CPU you want and what you can afford, what graphics card you want to get, and then match the power supply to it. Get about 32 minimum, 32 gigs of RAM, get 64 if you can, and get a decent enough motherboard so you don't get too much bottlenecking going on. And then the rest is just the hard drives, which comes down to how long do you want to wait it to load. If you don't want to wait long, you get yourself an SSD. If you don't mind waiting a couple of seconds longer, you get a normal one. But I think for that price, possibly you could get a decent. I don't know what the price is for parts and. Yeah, so yeah, it'll be a little bit more over than that, because they got a better economy in Australia than they do here in New Zealand. Not by much actually, to be honest, I think. So it's probably roughly around the same. So, I mean, here, definitely for that price, you should get a decent enough PC. I think, like I said, I think the only major cost is going to be the graphics cards with the shortage. Is pushing up the prices on those. My one originally got with an i7 and the 1070 card. I had a 500 gig SSD, the motherboard and everything else with the case and all that cost me just over $3,000. And I've slowly upgraded it since then. Just recently got a newer and better motherboard, and got a newer i7. I got 11th gen when my old one was 7th gen. Of course the 12th gen's just come out, but the 12th gen prices are about $300 more for a similar, well, for the same CPU, but next gen up, so. And the motherboard, same deal, about $300 more for the same motherboard, basically, but that take the 12th generation. Mike, thank you for the bit, sir. Oh, is there an absolute Twitch delay, or? Or am I here once again having issues? Interesting. I'm having these issues. I wonder if it is me power supply. It's just weird that all this is turned up. Well, there's no problem with sound alerts. How are you, Mike? Anyway, you doing all good, bud? I'm surprised those bits didn't come through. Because it's a PC, is why. So anything could cause any problem. If my power supply isn't providing a steady, constant supply of power to the components, it'll cause issues that'll manifest in different ways, Mike. For example, your CPU needs a constant power, say 1.2 let's for argument's sake 1.3 volts, it needs it to be constant to run properly. If it fluctuates quite a bit, the CPU won't work properly. Oh, I've definitely got enough power. Well, I don't know actually. Yeah, the power supply is not working properly. But then again, I mean, I thought, well, maybe the bot's not working, but the bot has been working. Because Causey did do the exclamation mark truck command for the rules, and it did, and that Streamlabs and Stream Elements did do the announcement, I think. Oh, actually, maybe it is Stream Elements. Stream Elements takes care of the bits and all that. It puts them up on the screen. Yeah, see, that's working. Well, thank you for the bits, Norwich. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 bits, thank you very much. So it must be Stream Elements, which is weird. Yeah, it could have a fault in it, because like I had the 750 watt, my old one, and that was, I had nothing. It also could be, I don't know. But I might just start by putting the RAM back to XMP instead of XMP2. Because I had a bit of trouble with YouTube loading last night, which I shouldn't have done. Actually, YouTube, Twitch, and a couple other things. Earlier on I had to restart the game because funny enough, the cruise control button wouldn't work. It was the only one that didn't work. Yeah, there is, comes with a tester, but you can test it, yeah. You just put it onto a voltmeter as well. I mean, it could be just an issue with Stream Elements API or something as well, or Twitch API talking to each other. Yeah, same one. That's all good, mate. I mean, it's only my opinion. At the end of the day, it's you got something to work with. Just do a bit more research and talk to people. Everyone's got a different idea on what's good and what's not through different experiences, and that's the thing about PCs, because there's so many different makes and models and standards and all sorts of stuff. Everyone's going to have a different sort of thing. Some people might have a bad experience with Asus purely because they bought something else that's a bit cheaper and doesn't work well with it, and they could, you know, think it's that and all sorts of things. So everyone likes their own. Some people are MSI fans, some are Gigabit fans and all that kind of thing, but some are Intel fans, some are AMD fans. So at the end of the day, just do your research and talk to other people, and then see what you can get. Yeah, I know. How much? Oh yeah, better. Is that because I missed that turn off? Might have to go over the speed limit a little bit. We'll go to 70 mile an hour. See if we can't make some time up. almost, well, at the end of this one we should have enough to buy a truck, Mike. We started off with, oh, I've got something covering it. Yeah, let me look away from the screen while I'm going around the corner, eh? That always works out well for me. We started with 77, we've made 70 grand basically. Lost a couple due to accidents caused by other people, not me, looking at a car and going, oh, isn't that nice, while I was driving over the top of 3 others. Oh, thanks. Throw me out under the bus there, Causey. Oh, I tell you what, this the best game for sky graphics I've ever seen in my life so far, Norwich. I think they've nailed it. The clouds, the sky, the sunsets, the sunshades. I think the whole graphics of this game is absolutely amazing, actually. Oh, I can make it. Don't stop there, buddy. I'll get a ticket. It's absolutely gorgeous. And with the winter, when I put the winter mod on, it looks even better, I'll tell you. The blue sky with the white ground, snow everywhere. Oh, isn't this typical? We're in a hurry and we get every single red light. Oh, we probably have enough for a truck now, thanks to Ben's. He hasn't been driving really around the bends today. Funny. Yes, I know. Contain yourselves. Don't want you falling off your cheers and laughter. Probably falling off your chair because I sunk that low with such a terrible joke. Actually let it leave my mouth. An hour and 26, we're at 41 minutes. It's going to be, I'm going to say close, but yeah, I've got mods that do different seasons. I've got the spring one on at the moment. I do 4 streams with each, and then I've got a summer one, and then I've got 2 autumn ones. One for early autumn and one that's late autumn or mild winter. And then I've got a winter one called Frosty, and it's all by the same person. And then I've got one called, it's an add-on to the Frosty one called Heavy Winter, so you get a lot more snow around. So I do 4 streams on each and then swap them around. If you want to see what it's like, you can check out one of my VODs, probably 4 streams ago. And you most likely see, if you have a look at the thumbnail, you'll see the snow all over the place and you can watch a bit. Or you can go to my YouTube channel. Yes, nice segue into a little advertising of my YouTube channel. You can go to my YouTube channel where I actually chop these streams up into 35-minute episodes and put them up onto YouTube a week after the stream. So you get your choice to watch a big long 3.5 hour plus VOD all in one go, or if you've got a busy lifestyle and only can do small snippets like 35 minutes, then head over to my YouTube channel if you want to catch up onto any streams, previous streams or streams you've missed. The link to that is in my about page, or you can type in !YouTube into chat. Back to our regular programming. Good question. I think it's the same as this. I mean, let's see, if you just type in !YouTube into the chat, you get a link. It's just still my previous streams. Like I said, it's just broken up. Thanks, mate. Thanks, Cuzzy. Just breaking it up, like I said, in 35-minute episodes. I just think it's a little more convenient. I mean, I do upload them a week after I stream, but I just think some people like myself, I know some Twitch streamers I like watching, and I miss a stream, and one in particular puts them up in 40-minute lots, and it's a lot easier, so I know where I'm up to, and you know, I haven't got enough time, I can watch one and then go off and do what I need to do. Because I find sometimes you watch a VOD, like the Twitch VOD, and it's about